Respawning fire. Respawn is the champion. Welcome everyone to the digital podcast of your life. This is Respawning Fire, the kick-ass irreverent gaming podcast brought to you by Nope, just kidding. We're not. That's muscle memory kicked in, and Affable is dead. Long live Respawning Fire. We are here with myself, one of your regular co-hosts, Chad, Michael, Patamon Innes. We've got our regular co-host, Adam Agumon Gumbert. How are you?
Hello, Chad. I would like to be the cactus, whatever one that is. I
That
remember.
one is... It's one of the early ones. It's not Lilymon, but it's like pre-Lilymon.
It's called Togemon.
I thought a cactus
Togemon.
boxing gloves was pretty nifty.
Okay. You're Togemon then. And then we've got our other co-host whose voice you just heard, Alex Lilymon Cozina. How are you?
I appreciate you going with one of the more human-looking Digimons. We were doing a cool 30 minutes.
The digital evolution of Adam.
Exactly. We were doing a cool 30 minutes about Digimon just before the podcast. I wanted to say the first 2 seasons of Digimon, very solid, very enjoyable. Secretly, the best season of Digimon, however, is the 3rd season, which was effectively a soft reboot. They obviously retained a lot of the familiar digital monsters from the first 2 seasons, but it had an entirely new cast of like human characters off on their own adventure. Really great storytelling, really great character development. Like genuinely, unironically, the 3rd season of Digimon Tamers is a really good time. And I would recommend it even more than the first 2 seasons.
And running the 1s and 2s with us here today, we've got Joel Angelmon Campos.
No, I'm Cappuccino Assassino.
Oh, Cappuccino Assassino.
That's me.
We are, this is Respawning Fire. I wanted to let you know we are not sponsored by, but I am drinking Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Purple Thunder, everyone. Purple Thunder. Not only is it a flavor I've never heard of, but it is a flavor I certainly have not seen in Zero Sugar, so I'm very surprised. I have a friend that I just reconnected with after 10 years where we both thought we hated each other. It turns out we don't hate each other and actually are now really good friends. And he collects, in a weird way, this is weird to say collects, he gets a lot of Mountain Dews. He gave me a care package with a bunch of wild Mountain Dew flavors I've never heard of. There's a cake one. Never heard of this Mountain Dew cake?
Yeah.
And it's not just like ass cake, but like... I haven't tried it yet.
I did some research into this. I actually did some research into this because This Thing Rules, the podcast that I do community management stuff for, did an episode about Mountain Dew a few months ago. So the whole thing with the cake one is they were originally going to release the cake one to celebrate the anniversary of the Mountain Dew brand in like 2020, but then the pandemic delayed it. And so they just like randomly released it on one of their digital storefronts, like randomly, like 6 months later. From what I've read online, everybody hated the cake one. Nobody liked it.
Whoa.
I just imagine them being like, everyone, stop the presses. We have to hold the cake flavor because of the pandemic.
I will say on the flip side, I was actually at a barbecue a couple of weekends ago, and they actually had the new version of Mountain Dew Voodoo, like where it's like, yo, it's a mystery flavor of Mountain Dew. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I'm pretty sure that it was meant to be ice pop flavored, but yeah, if you have the opportunity to get the 2025 version of Mountain Voodoo, definitely get it because I think it is a fantastic time.
Dope. Joel, can you check whatever microphone setting you've got? I think you're using a big mic that's picking up everything in the whole world.
Yeah, Phoenix One is causing a windstorm.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You got to push my Otis
While he's doing that, everyone
portal.
else, we've got some housekeeping. First of all, hi, welcome. You're watching live. You can go to patreon.com/respawningfire and influence what our barf game is this month. And by this month, I mean upcoming November. For November, and by that, I mean, sorry, we do this different every single November, December. You're actually voting in 4 different barf polls. You already voted in Cozy's. Cozy, what was the winner of your barf poll?
The winner of my barf poll, I was hoping that I could remember it, but I didn't quite remember it.
He's going to find that out, and I'll explain to you that we do 4 different barf polls at the end of every year for each one of us of which games you want us to finish or play in consideration for Game of the Year, something we haven't played yet this year. So we stagger these polls,
of my poll
is
with 75% of the vote was The Alters. So I'm going to be playing
The
that throughout
Alters,
November
all right.
and December.
Well, so we'll hear about The Alters from Cozy when it comes to Game of the Year time. My poll is up right now. It ends tomorrow, Tuesday, October 28th. So if you're listening live, you get to go vote right now. Am I playing the Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker DLC, Keeper, Dispatch, or Hell Is Us? Right now, it's currently tied between Sea of Stars and Hell Is Us. So go help break that tie. If you are not listening live, if you are listening when we go on demand on Wednesdays on YouTube and podcast services at 9 a.m. Eastern time, you are going to be voting on Adam's poll, which will be TB determined. So it'll be live whenever you're listening to this. And if you're catching this late, you'll go and vote for Joel's poll. Got to pay the Joel toll troll if you want a poll on his poll. That's also to be determined. Although I think he emphatically said in a text thread that he has his 4 games. So maybe he already knows what those are. But you're going to be voting on that in a few days. What else? Hi, we're here. Twitch.tv/RespawningFire in case you want to catch us live on Monday evenings around 8:30. Exactly right now, 8:30 p.m. Boom. I got to that line at 8:30. We started way before that. Speaking of Barf, that's our backlog accomplishment with Respawning Friends. We are playing Dredge for this month. If you played Dredge, we are reviewing it next week. If you played it, you have thoughts on it, tell us. Tell us every thought. And do that via however you want to get that to us. Respawningfire@gmail.com. DM. Does someone check our Blue Sky account? Or just should I just tell people to just DM Cozy?
I make a point of checking the Blue Sky account on the regular. We don't really get any DMs there, but I do check it.
I do have a personal DM from someone talking about Dredge, so look forward to that.
Ooh. So if you want to beat that person, DM something longer to Adam. My dick. All right. Last bit of housekeeping is... After Dark. Oh, my. After Dark Episode 9 is another perk that you get for being a patron for $1 a month or more on patreon.com. And you get exclusive access to an episode that is anything but video games is the current kind of theme of that episode. And there was a guest on that show named Manly Brian, who's been a guest on our show many times before. And he has some stories, some wild stories. So go check that out if you're a patron. You have access to that right now. If you're not a patron, you have access to whatever was last month's now. So boom, pop. All right, let's jump into our main quest today. We have 1, maybe 2 stories, depending on how much we like this first story. A story to talk about here. Our main quest, Halo Remaster announced. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGC. Halo Campaign Evolved, get it, is a full remake of the campaign portion of the series' first game, Halo Combat Evolved. While there's no specific release date announced, Microsoft has confirmed the game will launch next year. That's 2026 if you're listening to this in the year 2025. The game will feature 4-player co-op and completely rebuilt visuals, and the game has been developed in Unreal Engine 5, which is new for the team. Here's a quote. This fully rebuilt campaign will introduce remastered 4K visuals, beloved Halo weapons and vehicles, plus brand new story content, according to Xbox Wire. Tweaks to certain levels will be made to enhance the existing experience, according to the developers, and Halo Campaign Evolved has been announced for Xbox Series, PC, and PlayStation. All right, folks. What do you think? I feel like we have to start with Joel. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
Joel?
So I have opinions on this, right? As a giant Halo nerd, that 98% of things I own is Halo or Master Chief related. Chad can attest to that.
That's true.
I love this franchise so much.
How are the socks? I sent you socks.
Well, actually, hold on. I lost audio, of course. I don't know what's going on with my computer today. 1 second. I'm back.
There you go.
I love Halo.
How are the socks, Joel? The Master Chief socks I sent you. They comfy or are they trash?
I haven't tried them on yet. I saw them in my drawer the other day.
Case. Got it. Okay.
They're in a display case behind me. I don't know. I mainly wear long socks in the winter. I don't like long socks in the summertime because I'm wearing shorts. Anyway, Halo Campaign Evolved. So they kind of teased this, I think, at last HCS. I don't remember when that was, whether it was HCS, but they teased this before, right? We saw some of this clips and images from this, and it was clear that they were doing something with the first Halo game, Combat Evolved, based off of the styling of Master Chief in those previous screenshots and clips that we saw. So yeah, it looks like this is it, right? Campaign Evolved. It's only campaign, no multiplayer, which personally I'm fine with. I wasn't a huge fan of Halo 1's multiplayer. Halo 2 is really where I got brought in, and that multiplayer just like is so fucking good to where I'd be kind of bummed if they announced a Halo 1 multiplayer, because then that would mean we're years away from something else multiplayer wise. That being said, over the weekend, it also leaked whatever. Some leaks came out saying that Halo's next multiplayer game was going to be like a live service type thing, which I think kind of makes sense given like the landscape of online gaming now, and the way Halo Infinite released wasn't so great. It kind of left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Halo Infinite today is a great game, right? The multiplayer, they have like fully 180'd that game, but it just sucks that when a game launches so poorly, you know, that's what people think of, right? When people think of Halo Infinite, they're like, oh, that's that game that was really bad when it came out. I'm not interested in that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think that this is good and bad, right? I think it's good because it has their team working in Unreal Engine 5, whereas before they were working in the house-made Slipspace engine that they spent like millions and millions of dollars creating. And it turns out that was like kind of the limiting factor for their team in terms of creating Halo Infinite, was this whole engine that they had made themselves, which is like so dumb. That should never be a problem. Like, something you made shouldn't be limiting everything you do. So yeah, I'm excited to see them go to Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's also a good thing that they're just remaking something that already exists, because it's kind of helping them learn this. And also, they're just creating assets that they can use down the road in other Halo games, whether that's a multiplayer thing, a Halo 2 remake, something completely new, who knows. The only thing that's weird to me about all of this is like, are they just going to remake all the Halo games now? Or are they just doing this, and then are they going to be like, okay, are they going to completely retcon Halo Infinite, right? Because like that story was like, I enjoyed it, but it was like different, right? Like it was almost felt like a spiritual reboot of the series in a way. So yeah, I don't think they can go and make Halo Infinite 2 now, like a sequel to that. I don't know. It's just really weird. I don't know what their plan is. I'm sure they know. But we're probably going to find out more on December 11th at Halo Fest. So we will see.
The story of Halo Infinite also, it would have made more sense in a timeline where we got more story DLC and expansions that followed up on the events at the end of that game. The way they set things up at the end of that game, it was sort of obvious that like, oh, we're going to get some more story content over the coming months that will flesh out what's going on in the universe, but we never got it. And so it's sort of like, well, they kind of have a perfect opportunity to just sort of wipe the slate clean now.
Yeah. I completely agree. But yeah, it's just like, it's weird, right? Like everything they've been doing lately is just weird. Halo Infinite is better than it's ever been in terms of the multiplayer, and for them just to be like, all right, and our next thing. Also, I watched so much Halo Infinite gameplay over the weekend, just watching the HCS to get all the Twitch drops. And it was so sad at the end of that stream. Like, just like, because they announced that like this is the last Halo Championship Series for Halo Infinite before it happened, and we don't know what the next Halo multiplayer stuff is going to be, even though we know HCS is coming back. But it's like, is there going to be like a 3-year break now from like Halo competitive scene just because, I don't know, whatever's next is going to be a while? Or are they going to announce something, be like, yeah, it's coming out next summer, and that's, you know, the future of the multiplayer?
I don't know, Adam, as the second person on this podcast who has a Master Chief helmet, what are your thoughts?
It's interesting. Again, it's all sort of, we knew they were switching over to Unreal Engine 5, and I think making a single player remake is probably the easiest way to like learn how to make Halo feel good in that engine, I suppose. It'll be interesting to go back and play it. I'm with Joel. I don't necessarily need the multiplayer. Honestly, it's fine. Like, you know, take it or leave it. I'll play it or I won't play it. It doesn't really matter to me. Because that's not the future of Halo that I necessarily care about. I would more care about a sequel, but you know, you got to remake stuff once in a while. And then coming to PlayStation, like everything that they make comes to PlayStation, so that's not surprising. I think that's just a fact. Like, if Gears of War came out to PlayStation last year, why would anyone think that Halo wouldn't? So that's sort of a thing.
I really hope that Master Chief Collection goes to PlayStation as well. Not because I want to play it there, but because I want Chad to own it, so that when I text him on a random Tuesday, like, hey, let's play Halo 2 multiplayer, he's not like, oh, but then I gotta subscribe to the, even if I own the game on Xbox, I then gotta pay, $15 for a month so that I can play online. I don't know. I hope it comes to PS5. I think that would give that game like a whole new breath of life if they did.
I feel like it's only a matter of time at this point.
That'd be fun.
I think it's gonna come for two reasons. One of them is I don't think they're gonna remake all of those games. I think that is a huge undertaking for that team, and that's not what they want to be doing. Because it's one thing to port them or upres them, but to completely remake them in Unreal Engine 5 is huge. So I think they will port that over. But I think the reason we see this game right now, and the reason that we don't see multiplayer specifically with this game as well, is that Unreal Engine 5 multiplayer would not feel familiar or like people would have expected it to, just because the engine is completely different. And so they experiment with a single player campaign for this to get used to developing an Unreal Engine 5, figure out where they can push the limits, start building that asset library, and then just going forward, the next big multiplayer thing is the cross-platform Unreal Engine 5, so that they can say this is the new version of something that the new version of multiplayer is in Unreal Engine 5, and we're not, it's like if somebody tried to remake Smash Bros. Melee in a different engine, like people are going to be pissed that it didn't play exactly the way that it was. So I think they can start fresh with the next Halo multiplayer game being part of the next Halo experience, rather than trying to remake Halo 2 and make the multiplayer feel, because that's the other thing too, is once you start getting to Halo 2 and some of those other Halo games, if they don't have multiplayer, then people riot. Because they're like, well, that campaign for Halo 2 was like 4 seconds long and it ended on a cliffhanger. And so multiplayer was really, that's what people like from that thing. So yeah, I think we'll get a Master Chief collection port on PlayStation. It'll include probably the multiplayer that currently is in crossplay with Xbox and all that kind of stuff too. But yeah, the future of all of that, I think, is just going to be Halo unreleased multiplayer online thing, and then future Halo campaign based something. I don't know.
We'll say also it's fun to have 4-player co-op in the first Halo game. That'll be fun to play.
That's true. Yeah, 4-player online co-op, baby.
I will say the Twitter and Blue Sky spheres that I'm a part of are like pretty critical of this game. Lots of people complaining about how the art style isn't fully faithful to that of the original Halos. The grenades don't look right. Lots of little nitpicks. My prediction is I think that this is actually going to review quite well. I think that this will be regarded critically as a really fantastic remake of the original game. But I also think that it's going to be impossible to kind of fully extricate this game and the discourse surrounding it from the kind of wider conversation of this being kind of the death of the Xbox brand, of them effectively surrendering the console war to Sony and, letting go of, their one last holdout, the one last franchise that they hadn't yet bequeathed to Sony to other platforms.
My last thing about this that is hugely surprising to me, no Nintendo Switch 2 on this list of release platforms. Like the lawsuit, like being specifically about Call of Duty, they're like, we're going to release Call of Duty on Nintendo platforms, but like you figure Microsoft being now a multi-platform thing, well, why not put it on Nintendo Switch? Unreal Engine 5 should be able to scale using Nanite and Lumen and all these systems to like make it really easy to make lower res assets. And
I mean, we still don't have Call of Duty there either, so
yeah. Wild.
I think we'll get this stuff eventually. My prediction, we'll probably get the Master Chief Collection on Switch first before we get this game, is my prediction.
And we'll get Master Chief Collection remastered on everything else, and then we'll just get Master Chief Collection Special Edition on the old one, and it'll be like the old shitty version with
you'll get like a Link skin that you can play in the multiplayer mode. You'll get something weird like that.
Yep. All
I got
right,
quick question.
cool.
Quick
Yeah.
question. How much you guys think this costs? You think this is a $70 game
100%.
Yeah,
for just
this
the
is going to be
campaign?
$70.
Yeah.
No.
100%.
That's insane.
No.
I don't think it will be.
Watch it be 40
Might
or
as well
think
bleed
so.
money.
My
They
guess
don't
is
need to
40
bleed
50.
more money by releasing this at $70.
People are gonna buy this shit. What I am curious about though is like if you already own the original on Xbox, or if you're like a Game Pass subscriber, like do you get a discount on this? Is there like just an upgrade fee to unlock this?
I mean,
Now,
it's going to be on Game
for a
Pass.
long time.
It's not a full remake and a new engine, but Gears of War Reloaded is only $40. Just
I guess
saying.
you're right.
Just saying.
I mean, I could see a version that's like $60, but this one, it does come with like a couple of new campaign missions that are like entirely
right.
new.
New content.
So, yeah, I feel like
new content that just retcons Halo Infinite. So, hey, remember that weird dream you had?
what if the new DLC, because we know that the DLC takes place before the events of this game. What if the DLC starts with Master Chief having the dream of Halo Infinite, and then he wakes up and he's like, what just happened? He's like, I don't know. I experienced this dream of this different time and space well into the future. And now I found myself here at the beginning. And then they both look at the camera and they're like, wow, it's like time just looped in on itself like a halo.
Oh, well, he's very proud of himself
Boom.
on that one. It is interesting to see
Blown.
what the prequel will be, because literally Halo Reach ends with them getting on the Pillar of Autumn and going to Halo 1.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much time is in between
It's
there for
just
them to do something.
him frozen for 2 hours of extra DLC.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like what they were doing on Reach before they left Reach. I don't know. That'll be interesting. By the way, Manly Brian has put the emoji with the gun in its mouth off of Cozy's joke, so hope you feel good.
But he says the guy in the emoji is holding up a sign that says hype, which means that he liked it. He's only shooting his brains out. He's shooting his brains out because he's like, well, there's no way I can ever hear a better joke in my life, so I might as well end it now. Not set myself up for future
What
disappointment.
you don't see, he's not blowing his brains out. It's a water gun, and he's parched. He's spraying water into his mouth because he was screaming in support of Cozy's jokes so much and laughing so hard that he's hoarse right now.
Balls in your court, Manly Brian.
It's all dried up.
Speaking of horse, I'm going to playtime. We're talking about what we played this week. Anyone play a game about a horse? I see it. H and Adams. Adam, tell me what you played.
Yeah, there's not. Well, there is a horse in the game that I played, but it's not a title character or anything.
Not what you think.
Well, I didn't beat. Well, I beat. I saw end credits in Hades 2. So I have done all of the things that you can do mostly in the campaign, and now there's post-game stuff to do. But had a blast with that. Went really hard the last half a week or so, just being like, all right, let me actually sit down and do all this. And very fun game. I like it a lot, guys. Let me tell you, Hades 2, real fucking good. If only anyone had told you this beforehand.
It's a great game.
Remind me it's good when it comes out on PS5.
Yeah, I'll remind you when it comes back out. But yeah, no, that was a fun ending. I like the way that they wrap up the story, the way you get to the story, all the shit I got to do now, all the hot Greek characters. We're having a good old time. So that is an excellent. Yeah, if you've got a Switch or PC, I definitely recommend it. I definitely actually kind of see why people would probably prefer it on Switch, because when you get to that middle part of the game, because it's like, okay, you take a long time like getting good so you can beat a boss. And then you take time getting good to beat the second boss. And then the middle part of the game is, I need to beat these bosses a certain number of times. And I could see sitting in bed and like, I'm just going to do a single run being the perfect place to play that on Switch. Not me, though. I sat in front of a computer and was like, let me do 3 runs to beat the game right now. I guess I'm a badass, and that's how I did it. But I can see why people like that game on Switch. I think it makes sense. So yeah, I would recommend that for anybody. And I'm ready to do post-game stuff and see whatever that entails. And then the other video game I played, I only played a couple levels of it, but Power Wash Simulator 2 came out.
Ooh, I forgot that came out.
Surprise drop on Game Pass. It was not announced it was on Game Pass until the day before. So I've played that, and we recently did a barf review for Power Wash Simulator 1, and I really, really liked it. And then, we played it and we talked about it, and there were definitely like a few like quality of life gripes here and there, and then playing this, it's like, oh, all that shit that we complained about in the first one is fixed in this one immediately. They're just like, the way that the menu works and everything, it's just like, oh yeah, they made this for console and they made it with all the complaints that people would have had with the first one, so it feels great to play. All these new devices and these new areas, and it feels like a polished version of the first one plus more. So I'm super happy. Again, I'm only a couple levels in, but one of the things I'll do is like, okay, you've got a mission. Again, I was just like, oh, I got to clean this shit off, right? And so I clean off, it looks like a fountain in the middle of a courtyard, and we're actually seeing the trailer right now. And you're like, okay, you're done. Haha, you thought, and it lifts up, and it's actually a building that was under the ground. So now you clean the building, and then the door opens, and you had to clean inside the building. So it's, okay, there's like multi-stage levels. You have a base that you buy furniture for. There are different power washers. They've got the, I don't know what it's called, a scrubber. It's like the big circular head one.
They got Labubu's in this one.
They do what now?
Well,
Labubu's. There were a bunch of Labubu's on like a shelf.
Oh, I haven't seen that part yet. But they've got like new power, like types of power washers, like the big circular one where it's like used for scrubbing the ground. So you don't have to point at the ground. You can just use the thing and move along the ground to clean it up.
oh yeah, save your back.
Yeah, exactly. So it is a ton of fun. It's more fun than the first one, and I really like the first one a lot. So again, I'm only, a couple levels in, but it is every issue that you guys voiced before. They are like, we heard you, fixed. All that stuff is better. So yeah, if you enjoyed the first one, 2 is just better. So check that out on every platform except for Switch. Sorry.
But
Wait a
it
minute, I
is.
thought it was a like.
Well, I'm
was
looking
gonna
at
say,
this
Direct.
trailer. I'm looking at this trailer right here. Maybe it's not out for
okay.
Switch yet.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come to Switch though, because they were advertising it in the directs.
But according to this trailer Joel just watched, it's not there yet, which is, sucks to be you guys. Get a real console.
Thanks, IGN. Cozy. Looks like you also played some Hades 2.
I've been continuing to truck away at Hades 2. I'm not quite at the
It
ending
is on Switch
just
too,
yet,
by the way.
but I am. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was just looking this up. It is. I guess the trailer we were looking at was just a little outdated.
Interesting.
Truth be told, I have been pretty busy over the course of the past week working on my latest video game project. As you guys know from me talking about this stuff in the past, I've made a bunch of small little trivia-based video games for the Kind of Funny Happy Hour over the course of the past couple of months. I started out by making a riff on Jeopardy called Cozy Pretty. From there, I made Super Warboat, which is like an enhanced trivia version of the classic AF game Warboat. Then I made another version of Cozy Pretty that was themed around the Pokemans. And I am now working on my 4th game, a fully new and original concept that I'm hoping that I can share soon. We definitely should. Last time I talked about these games, I mentioned that we should do an episode of the podcast where I show some of them off, and we never did that. We should definitely do that at some point. But until then, I am hard at work on finishing it. So played a little bit of Hades 2, but not as much as I wanted to. But there is another game that I played over the course of the past week. That this is actually a world exclusive. Because I've not yet posted about this on Blue Sky as I usually want to after I've done so. I have both beat and platinumed Dredge on PlayStation 5.
There you go,
As you
Manly
know,
Brian.
Last week, we talked on the podcast about how I've not been particularly good at platinuming games as of recent. I've only platinumed 4 games in 2025. Well, we can now bump that number up to 5 because I went through and platinumed this bad boy. I will be reserving my full thoughts on this game for the barf review that we're going to do of it next week. But the fact that I went through the trouble of platinuming it should probably be an indication of where my thoughts are at with this lovely little indie game. And I'll leave it at that.
Love it. Joel, you have a game called Bixby on here, and I'm hoping that's like the old dead Samsung assistant Bixby.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you
Yeah,
now,
we can
buddy.
hear you.
Okay. Sorry, every time I stop playing a video, I just lose all audio. It's being really weird. I have been playing Ball X Pit, baby. This game is so fucking good. So, Sorry, I'm trying to get a video up. But anyway,
I'm actually
when
really
I
glad
got
you're
my
getting a video because I've heard so much about this game on audio podcasts, but I've never actually seen what it looks
yeah,
like. So I'm
so
glad you're pulling this
What a
up.
game to describe in an audio format.
I
yeah,
know,
so
right? That's why I'm just like, what is
the
this?
way I would describe this game is like Vampire Survivors, but it's a ball breaker game.
Oh,
Ball
sorry,
breaker
real
being like
quick.
you scroll from the bottom. Go ahead.
A week ago, I forget who it was on Blue Sky, but they were like, hey, how would you describe, like in the same way that we're like games that are like Rogue are roguelikes, how would you describe ball breaker like games? Are they ball breaker likes? Are they Arkanoid likes? I'm like, why are we randomly asking this question? And now it's like, oh, clearly this person had been playing a lot of Ball X Pit.
Yeah, so this game is fucking amazing. With my Xbox LIX, I've been looking for like new things to play. I saw this on Game Pass, and I was like, all right, I'll download it and try it. I heard somebody talk about it. I think Adam, was it you that talked about it last week?
I played a lot of it last week. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and I downloaded it immediately. I'm so hooked. I played like 3 hours that night when I downloaded it, and I can't stop playing this fucking game. Like, I can't stop. It's literally Vampire Survivors, but a ball breaker game. And, like, it scratches every itch of, like, I don't know. You'll be scrolling TikTok and you'll see an ad for some fake game that clearly doesn't exist, and it's like a ball breaker type game, and you know it's not real. And then, like, when you look it up, people are like, oh, yeah, this game is just filled with ads. It's not even a real game. But this fills every itch of, like, what I want those games to be, like, if they were actually real. Yeah, I love Vampire Survivors and I love ball breaker games. I was telling Kenny, like, when I was on my way to my honeymoon, I had a ball breaker game on my phone and I played it for 3.5 hours on my flight. Like that's how much I love these kind of games. And it's so cool because you just have different abilities with different characters, just like Vampire Survivors. You unlock new skills, you combine skills. It's just an awesome, awesome game. And it came out of nowhere, for me at least. Highly recommend. Great game.
Hell yeah.
How you feel about the town building?
I don't really like it that much.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I just kind of like throw stuff out there and then try and get it built and then just move it into a corner. That's kind of my approach.
Yeah, very true. Because they added in the Vampire Survivors thing, like, you unlock new characters and it's like, oh, I did the thing. Now I have the character. In this game, it does that, but it's like, but you have like a little town and you do the ball breaking thing with people in your town who, like, when they bounce around, they collect materials and build stuff. And again, it takes like 10 seconds. It's not a huge deal, but it is just basically, let me do something for 10 seconds and then do what I would do in a menu on another game. And I was just like,
Yeah.
it's not upsetting, but it's like, I wonder why. Why do we do this, guys? It's not.
So for
Huge
what
deal,
Adam's
it's all
talking
about
about is as you play, you unlock like different, like you unlock different buildings and stuff you can build, and it'll either, once you have it built, it'll unlock a new character, or it'll give like all of your characters a buff of some sort. So it's really just like to level up your characters and unlock new characters is by building a town, and you can like harvest material by, I don't know. You throw all your guys and they go like their balls like a ball breaker and they ping pong off stuff, and it harvests materials, whether it's wood, wheat, or stone, that kind of thing. Moving on, one of the other games I've been playing is Ghosts of Yotei. I picked this back up. I don't know how far I am in it. Maybe close to halfway, I'd say. It's Ghost of Tsushima 2.0. That's the best way to describe it. It just takes everything Ghost of Tsushima did and makes it better. So I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. It's a ton of fun. I can see, so like I played some Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm glad I stopped that game when I did, because I would feel very burnt out kind of on this whole genre of game. Just because it does feel similar at times to my time with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because I was talking to a friend who's like, yeah, I played this game for like 4 hours and he had just played Assassin's Creed Shadows. He's like, it just burnt me out, so I just stopped. I was like, yeah, I can definitely see that. I'm glad I didn't put too much time into Shadows. But yeah, I'm loving every second of this game. It's a ton of fun.
Question for you, Joel. Do you think that
hold on.
this game... Oh,
Sorry,
Oh.
I lost audio again. Go ahead.
not a problem. Question for you. Do you think that this game gets nominated for Game of the Year? For context, Ghost of Tsushima, the first game in the franchise, was nominated for Game of the Year in 2020. Do you think this gets a nom as well?
My audio keeps cutting out. I don't know what the hell you just said, Cozy. I know you asked.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
I can. No, I can. When I can't hear anything. It just stops for no reason. I hear you guys now.
Does this game get the Game of the Year nomination? Ghost of Tsushima got the nomination in 2020. Do you think this one gets a nom as well?
Yeah, probably. It's a really good game. I think it does.
Okay, cool.
I just don't want to talk too much and then I can't hear what somebody's asking me. So other than this, I've been playing more Battlefield 6. Big update coming out tomorrow. The season 1 starts with the battle pass, along with, I think, 2 or 3 new maps come out tomorrow. And then also the free-to-play Battle Royale comes out tomorrow. And I'm super fucking excited. Super excited to play that tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to be playing the fuck out of Battlefield 6 the next few days here for sure.
Big excited.
And that's all I got.
Excited for that. Chad.
Dope.
You've got food and an occupation up here. What's going on?
Yeah, I am.
Chad's been making a pepperoni. Oh,
I am almost free. I am almost free of the shackles of the 2 games that have been dominating my life for the last month and a half ish. Whenever Silk Song came out, Seamstress is the code name for Silk Song here. Maybe a seamstress would, I don't know, like make something out of silk. I don't know. I have beat Silk Song, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Not just beat it, but beat it to the point where I rolled credits.
Platinum?
They showed me no platinum. I'll tell you why in a second. But they showed me a screen that no longer says like, "Congrats, you unlocked this new mode," or like, "We're going to tease another mode through the start screen." But they just said, "Thanks for playing. We'll see you on future projects," or whatever it is. That's how much I beat it. Took me 58 hours, 2 hours straight of trying to beat the final boss yesterday before I finally kicked her ass. Fucking phenomenal game. Phenomenal video game. Cozy. What is this?
Okay, so here's the thing. You just talked a lot about Hollow Knight Silk Song, and you're holding up a clearly 3D printed figure that looks kind of like Hornet from Silk Song, but I know you're trying to trick me.
Yes, it is. It printed a little amiibo.
You double tricked me.
I thought it was going to be a
Use some
Pokemon
reverse
too.
psychology there.
Yeah.
Got a little amiibo base for it and everything like that too. Yeah, little Silk Song. Goddamn. Yeah, the game's fantastic, phenomenal. Go play it, etc., etc., etc. And then the other game that I am almost free of. Pepperoni is a type of
Pepperoni.
pizza. Pokemon Z-Day.
Gabagol.
Pokemon. I believe. Oh,
I was going to say,
Joel asked about the
of all the
trophy
code
about
words
Hollow
that you could have used, pepperoni, not a very French particular type of cuisine. You could have used something that started with a P that's native to France.
Pizza's not very French, but they chose to name the game Pizza.
But it's not called pizza. It's called Pokemans. Pokemon Z-Day.
Joel asked me why not the platinum on Hollow Knight Silk Song. No, because there are 2 trophies in particular that are not worth my time. One of them is beat the game in less than 5 hours. The other one is beat the game in 100% it in under 35 hours. So that's like beat it, which took me 58 hours to do the first time. And I cannot tell you how frustrated and pissed and how much I will eat my own TV piece by piece if I beat the final boss and I find out that it's like 35 hours and 4 minutes, and I will riot. So no, I'm not even going to attempt the platinum, although the only trophies I'm missing are that one and the one fucking silk spool fragment that I'm missing, that if I knew I was going to get the platinum, I would care about going back and rechecking all 18 of those spots again, but
those are insanely shitty trophies. Like really shitty trophies.
100%ing a game in a time limit is an awful trophy. That should not be a thing. Unless it's like under 5 hours. Then it's like, oh, you're just speed running. But quote unquote speed run this game in 35 hours. Fuck that shit. That is ridiculous.
That's insane.
Oh, there's one more trophy that I'm not even going to attempt because I know I'm not getting the platinum. But there's another one about beating the final boss while there's a thing in the game, a condition you can get where like you're cursed and you cannot heal until you finish the quest that's cursed you. And there's a trophy that if you go while you're cursed to fight the final boss and you beat it without being able to heal, you get a trophy too. So, but no, not gonna try that.
Real quick,
pizza.
Before we move on. Oh no, wait, hold on. You didn't talk about Pokemon yet. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, pizza. I believe, at the end of the campaign, the story, I am A of the titular Pokemon ZA. I am now A, and I am at a point where like it is perpetually night because they want to lock me into a story scenario, so I can't even make it daytime if I want to go catch a Pokemon that only comes out a day. And I have now progressed in the story to a point where like I can't even fast travel anymore, and I have to go do whatever this thing is. So I am about to see the end, and let me tell you, I am getting those feelings just like I got in Pokemon Black earlier this year, where I was like, holy shit, there's like some production value in those cutscenes, and like it feels epic, and I'm getting like what we're feeling is building up to that.
Chad, you're not supposed to say that.
There are still lots of. I'm not supposed to say it's like Black. We can say Black as long as you get in the right context.
No, you're not supposed to say that you're enjoying the cutscenes and stuff, because then they for sure will never put voice.
Oh, I didn't say I've enjoyed it. I said we're leading up to that. I could assume by the time we get to the end of this cutscene that like they have voices in them, like for some reason. There are still some things I got to clean up afterwards because I got to complete the Pokedex, which I don't know, Joel or Cozy or whoever's playing this game. If you all want to do like a few like evolution-based trades after this,
I've been playing as well. I just didn't talk about it.
So I got to trade for some mons. I got to do a couple side quests. I have found 2 shiny Pokemon. These are literally the first shiny Pokemon I've ever found in a mainline Pokemon game that's not Pokemon Go. Just organically found them. I have since watched a YouTube video that tells you like a foolproof way to get a bunch of shinies of basically any Pokemon. I did not like squeeze that rag dry of all those shiny Pokemon, but I am kind of excited to. I can't decide if I'm going to go and shiny hunt in this game because all these Pokemon are locked in here for the rest of their lives and you can't export them anywhere else. So like, what's the point if I'm done with this game? But I have not done the like online play link battle system, which I do have to do probably tonight because that's the only way to get the Greninja Mega Evolution Stone right now, and until the next season starts, which I believe it goes away at the end of the month, which is in a couple of days.
What are the shinies?
Oh, the shinies that I got myself a shiny Kakuna.
Ooh.
And then I evolved that shit into a Beedrill.
Yeah.
And then I found myself a shiny Trubbish. Evolved that shit into a Garbodor. I think it's like a Labrador, but a dog, but Garbodor.
Well, it's supposed to be, it's garbage odor. So it's actually meant to be pronounced Garbodor, but Garbodor is fine.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was, like Labrador, but garbage. Like a trash puppy. So those are the 2 shinies that I got. The audio that plays when a shiny appears somewhere in your vicinity in a 50-meter radius is like this, and it just like, I audibly gasped and went, where is it? And I just like began my hunt. I was like, I know this fucker's on the map. And of course, in this game, they don't disappear until you've either caught them or they like run away from seeing you. So, what an exciting rush that was. And I saw that little purple bag of trash on the side of the street, chuck that ball right in his asshole. Yeah. So, that was exciting.
They should, in the future,
couple of things to clean up.
In the future, they should implement a feature in the Pokemon games where you can select the exact kind of music that the game should play when you encounter a shiny Pokemon. So you'll just be walking through the wild and then Evanescence will start playing and you see a shiny Charmander. It's like, oh shit.
Apparently there was, I didn't realize this because I've never, encountered a shiny Pokemon ever in a game. But apparently in Scarlet Violet, there was a bunch of outrage because they didn't play any sound when a shiny appeared somewhere on the map. So they would spawn and people would just never notice and they just kept on going. So there was a lot of people who were excited when they started playing a sound again in this one.
My first ever shiny Pokemon in any of the mainline games was a shiny Rhyhorn that I encountered in Pokemon Fire Red in the Safari Zone. For those that aren't familiar, the Safari Zone in the Pokemon games, at least in the early games in the franchise, worked rather differently from standard Pokemon encounters, where rather than send out your Pokemon to battle whatever wild Pokemon it is that you just encountered, you could only throw bait or throw rocks at the Pokemon. And then based on what you chose to do, the Pokemon had a random chance of staying or fleeing. And normally what you do, and what I think most people do, is you just ignore the bait, ignore the rocks, and just throw your Safari Ball at the Pokemon. And like straight up, I had to throw like 10 Safari Balls at this Rhyhorn to get him in the ball. And the entire time I'm like, fuck, this guy can literally run away at any moment. And I was really concerned that he was going to do so. But thankfully on the 10th ball or so, I got him in. It was a great moment.
Speaking of Safari Zone, just side note, there are so many ways that those early games are broken as fuck that is so fascinating. I've watched a bunch of YouTube documentaries on them. One of them being like in the early Safari Zone, you literally, like statistically speaking, you shouldn't be throwing bait or rocks, as you have actually a lower chance of catching them if you don't just throw balls. The other one that blows my mind is when they introduced the specific balls for actually in the first generation, how like great balls were actually better than ultra balls for a lot of cases. And then in Silver and Gold, when they introduced all of the other ones, like the Quick Ball, the Dusk Ball, the Dive Ball, all those kinds of things, how most of them didn't actually do the thing that they said they did. And there was one ball in particular, I can't remember which one it was, but one ball that's like specifically to catch one specific type of Pokemon. But because of the way the game was coded, it actually does a check and it only has a better chance of catching it if that is not a Pokemon, but it's like a healing item or something like that instead. It's like, that's wild that those are so fucking buggy. Great stuff.
That's weird. In Gen 1, psychic type Pokemon were only hit super effectively by bug and ghost type Pokemon, but because of a glitch, ghost type moves were not super effective against psychics, which it was weird because there was a whole story arc in the anime where Ash had to catch a hunter to fight Sabrina, the psychic gym leader. And like, you couldn't actually do that in the games because the games weren't programmed correctly.
Yeah. Which is also wild because I can't believe there's only literally like one ghost type Pokemon in that whole game. It's stupid.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I played this. I guess this is kind of related.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't want to be like gloat too much about this because I know that it's still sensitive for Joel, but your boy got the PlayStation Magic the Gathering booster or like secret layer set.
He shook his head.
I got those whole. Oh, is it?
Joel can't hear you right now, by the way. The audio is glitched out on his end.
No, I hear you.
Oh.
No.
Don't care.
Yeah, I went with the non-foil cards. Like they had a bundle that like bundles all of them together in foil or non-foil, and I chose the non-foil just because I like the look of them. The colors are more saturated and all that kind of shit. But yeah, it was a stressful morning this morning, especially because the cards went live at 9:00 in the morning here. And I had to teach a class for work at 9:30. And I got right in at 9 a.m., hit that thing, go to checkout, and then the checkout said, "You're in line. Estimated wait time is over an hour." And then I had to text my coworker and beg her to, "Hey, can you teach the first half of this class for me?" So I didn't tell her why, but she did. It was great. I got him. But it was wild, yeah, because I hit the buy button, added in my cart, and got in line like it literally at the same exact moment that Joel and Matt did. But I was able to place my order and secure them, and they still had, I think Matt was like, "I still got 37 minutes left," or something like that. And Joel's like, "Yeah, I got 45. I was like, "Why? What is it about me? Am I special?"
No, Matt's just very unlucky.
Butterfly. Well, Matt did get them. Joel did not get them.
Oh, Joel's the most unlucky.
Joel's was sold out before. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I didn't want to get all of them because $280 for Magic cards is ridiculous considering I've played Magic one time. Like I do want to play more Magic. Don't get me wrong.
It's like 50 cards too, or something like that.
It's not like a lot of cards. It's not even like a full deck. It's just like pieces to put in decks. And so like the sets I wanted, the main set I wanted was Ghost of Tsushima, and that was the first set to sell out. So by the time I got in, it was already gone.
That's the only one I don't care about. I'll just send you my Tsushima pack, and I'll keep the rest.
Oh, do it. I will gladly pay you. But yeah, I wanted that one, and I wanted the Horizon one. And then when I saw that they were going to charge me $12 for shipping just for the Horizon one, I was like, I'm not buying any of these. I'm not giving them $12 to ship 5 cards to me. That's fucking insane. So I just didn't order any.
Gross. Dope. That's what we played this week. Well, real quick touch on this Questlog thing because It's fast. People like their pizza, says Vicky Blake on IGN. See, I told you they called it pizza. Everyone else
That's what it
agrees.
says in the article.
In a statement, the Pokemon Company announced that Pokemon Legends ZA, which debuted on October 16th, has already sold 5.8 million units worldwide by October 24th, so this is a few days ago, with around half of those bought for Nintendo's new console, the Switch 2. This means the first Pokemon game to feature real-time Pokemon battles is the 5th best-selling game of the franchise in terms of first-week sales. Woot woot! Hopefully they learn a lesson. And hopefully, we don't want them to learn a wrong lesson.
I have a bit of a French lesson for you, Chad.
Whoa.
Here are, if ever you want to talk about Pokemon Legends ZA in the future, here are a couple of French foods that begin with P that you can use. You got pain, which is bread. Everybody knows that one. You got pain d'épicé, which is gingerbread. You got palourde, which is clam. You got panisse, which is fried chickpea. You got
fried
pêche,
chickpea is penis,
which is peach. You got perdrix, which is partridge. You got petite Suisse, which is cheese from Normandy. You got pétoncle, which is scallop.
I love that Normandy is little Switzerland to them. Petite Suisse, like tiny Switzerland. That's wild.
You got poisson, which of course is fish. You got poisson d'eau douce, which is freshwater fish. You got poisson de mer, which is saltwater fish or fish of the sea.
What you're missing is that
yes,
the game's initials are PZA, Pokemon ZA. Like that's what makes pizza.
But it's set in
French.
French.
Go in here and say
It's actually not said in French. I remember that someone was talking about
City
that they were over in the United Kingdom, and they didn't say Z, they said Tower. Z to A. So it's specifically Pokemon Z to A. It's not Z to A.
No, it's
not
Z
specifically
to
American.
It's
or
just ZA.
Excuse me. It is specifically American. It is not in another language. Specifically American English is what that game is represented in.
You got Polto.
You can keep saying that. It doesn't. You're not right.
You got porc with a C, which is pork. You got potage, which is like a hearty soup. And you got praline, which is praline.
And now it's time for the segment from Adam. We're on the road to Viridian City. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Chad. I was going to continue to listen to you sing that song. The segment from Adam this week is Meta Madness. It is the last week of the month, so I'm going to talk about the best reviewed games for the month of October for potential Pody-Goaty consideration. Number one on the list is Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 and 87. Again, I don't really count that for Game of the Year stuff.
That served me well on my Fantasy Critic.
It still counts for points, absolutely. The first new game on the list is Absalom at an 87 as well. Very good for them. Ghost of Yote at an 86. Ball X Pit at an 84. Outer Worlds 2 at an 83. Dispatch 83, Battlefield 6 83, Power Wash Simulator 2 83, Ninja Gaiden 4 82, and Jurassic World Evolution 3 at an 81.
Look at Jurassic World Evolution sneaking its way up there.
Love these guys. So,
Chad, I need you to give me a theme song for a segment from Cozy within a segment from Adam.
He's a Russian listening doll because he has a segment in another segment.
It's not allowed to be French.
Thank you so much, Chad. I have a segment from Cozy within a segment from Adam. Because this is Meta Madness, I have a simple yes or no question for you guys. Is Metamon a Pokemon?
Metamon?
Yes.
It is a fan-made Pokemon that is a mashup of Mark Zuckerberg onto whatever the ugliest Digimon is.
Adam, is Metamon a Pokemon? Yes or no?
No.
The answer is actually yes. Metamon is the Japanese name of Ditto. Metamon does not exist within Digimon.
You know, we don't speak Japanese, right?
That's what it's called.
I could just say anything in a different language and say you're wrong. You know, that's the precedent you're setting.
But that's actually true. You can look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
it's on.
A lot
it's
of things
not just
are actually
on,
true. You know,
it's not just on Bulbapedia, but it's on actual bona fide Wikipedia as well.
Stanley Bryan, I need a ruling in the chat. Is Cozy full of bullshit or is Adam correct? Thank you very much.
All right, Chad, that's it for a segment from Cozy within a segment from Adam.
And it's time for our Game on Game Show. The Game on Game Show. Play a game called Game on the Game Show on a Game Show. Game.
Thank you, Chad.
Back to you.
Console Honor Roll has returned, and this time around, we are covering the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 first released on March 4th in the year 2000 in Japan, and on October 26th in the year 2000 in North America. You guys all know the rules. What about Cubert?
He's number 10.
Number 10. Cubert.
Let's see here. Going through the list.
I'm joking.
So many
That's
games.
not an official guess.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to say this, Chad, but Cubert is not on the list. Sorry about that.
Damn.
Adam, do you want to take a guess?
I would like to hear the clues first.
All right. Well, in that case, let's move on to number 10, and we will consider that one of your guesses, Chad. So you only have one guess
God
for this
damn
one.
it.
Number 10, the 10th best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD group, /Circana, is a first-person shooter. If only you'd heard that clue, Chad, you wouldn't have guessed Cubert.
You obviously have not played a Cubert.
Clue number 2.
That's a first-person shooter.
It's the fourth entry in a franchise that first debuted in the year 1999. Clue number 3. It was developed and published by Electronic Arts. And clue number 4. It is not Battlefield 4.
Not on the PS2.
Quite a few years away from that one. Clue number 4. Its subtitle is the part of an army that is closest to the enemy.
Medal of Honor Frontline?
It is Medal of Honor Frontline. That is
I knew it was a Medal of Honor.
1
I just didn't know
point for Adam.
Adam gets 1. All right. I got it, Cozy.
There we go. All right. Let's move on to number 9. The 9th best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD group, /Circana, is the first entry in a long-running third-party franchise. Clue number 2. This game's box art prominently features an unusually shaped moon.
Kingdom Hearts.
It is Kingdom Hearts. That is 3 points for Chad.
Wait, what gave it away, Chad?
The long-running series on PA from third party.
The list he's looking at online.
Yeah, right? The Wikipedia article.
The notes that Cozy had. Cozy did share the NPD notes with me one time on accident when I asked him to share something else with him. I was like, just to let you know, I only saw one page, and then I closed it once I realized what it was.
Let's move on to number 8. The 8th best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD group, /Circana, is a racing game. Clue number 2. It's another game that was developed and published by Electronic Arts.
Burnout Paradise.
Clue number 3. It is not Burnout Paradise, unfortunately.
Need for Speed Underground.
It is Need for Speed Underground.
Ooh, okay.
That is 3 points for Adam.
I was like, it's either 1 or 2. I don't know which one. All right, cool.
Burnout Paradise was that generation, though, right?
No, that was 360.
No. Yeah, it was early 360 PS3.
Burnout. The early Burnouts were on this generation now.
Let's move on to number 7. And also number 6. And also number 5, because the 7th, 6th, and 5th best-selling PlayStation 2 games are all Madden games, if you can believe it. 7th is Madden NFL 203. Number 6 is Madden NFL 2005. 5 is Madden NFL 2004. A bonus trivia question that I will say, this one will be worth 3 points. Name me one person or group who was featured in the 2003 Super Bowl halftime show, aka Super Bowl 37, aka Super Bowl
Sean Diddy
XXXVII.
Combs.
I'm going to say that is incorrect.
Ah, damn it.
See, this is a good one because I don't even remember who had been the halftime show. I'm just going to guess. I don't think this is actually correct. I think it's the next year. Janet Jackson.
I'm afraid that is also incorrect. Possible answers
Christina
that I was looking
Aguilera.
for? No. Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting.
What
Next
a
up.
lineup.
Wow.
In honor of Madden NFL 2005, who is a single person, or who is the single person, rather, that headlined the 2005 Super Bowl halftime show, aka Super Bowl XXXIX,
Janet
aka
Jackson.
Super Bowl
Ooh,
39.
Sexy.
It is not Janet Jackson. I'll give you
Justin
both 2
Timberlake.
guesses for this one. Not Justin Timberlake. You both have one more guess.
You said 2005 Super Bowl?
2005.
Usher.
Not Usher.
Oh, no, he was recent, wasn't he?
God, I feel like this was later. I'm gonna say Prince. I know it's not Prince, but I'm gonna say Prince.
It is not Prince. It's a little Buzzy Beetle by the name of Paul McCartney
solo, huh?
Pee-pee
Yep.
kitty.
And we'll move on to 2004. Name me one person or group that was featured in the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show.
Janet Jackson.
AKA, it is Janet Jackson is a correct answer, so you can get 3
Justin
points for
Timberlake.
that. Justin Timberlake was also there as well. You will both get 3 points for that. Congratulations.
What about one more person? Anybody got one more person?
There are, so I have 4 other people written
Sean
down
Diddy
for.
Combs.
Diddy was indeed there. Adam, do you want to, not for any points, not for any points, do you want to guess one other person that was there?
Man. The only part I remember is the wardrobe malfunction. That's why my mind is messed up. Let's just say if Diddy was there, fucking Eminem. I don't know.
No. The other
Wait,
people that were
What
there,
year was this?
2004.
2004.
So he was alive. Michael Jackson, maybe somewhere in the audience supporting his sister.
No, I think he had his own Super Bowl halftime show.
No. So it was Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Jessica
All-star
Simpson.
lineup. All-star lineup.
Good lineup. Good lineup.
Interesting lineup. Number 4, let's move on to number 4. The 4th best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD Group, /Circana, is the 3rd mainline entry in its franchise.
Grand Theft Auto 3.
It is not Grand Theft Auto 3. It is a PlayStation first-party game. This is clue number 2. But it did also release in 2001 at the same time as Grand Theft Auto 3.
Gran Turismo 3.
It is Gran Turismo 3, A-Spec. Give yourself 3 points for that.
What?
A-Spec.
A-Spec.
How do you
Nobody
spell
knows
that?
what it stands for.
A-S-P-E-C.
A-SPEC. Yeah.
I didn't know any of those had subtitles. I thought they were all just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm pretty certain that that's like one of the only ones
For
that
some
does
reason,
have
that
a
one has
subtitle.
one. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. And with that, we'll move on to number 3, the 3rd best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD Group, /Circana, was co-developed by a studio that at the time was known as DMA Design. Clue number 2. This game was a PlayStation 2 exclusive at the time of its
GTA
release.
3.
It is GTA 3. That is another
I
3
gave that
points
one to
for
you.
Adam.
I lose.
Believe me, it was going to be on my short list of games to guess, Chad. Don't you worry.
Number 2.
Adam Walk.
Here we go.
Oh, you
The
little
second
shrimp.
best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD Group, /Circana, is the 5th mainline entry in its series.
Give me one more because I have an idea, but a little more.
It was released in the year 2004.
Pretty sure, but give me one more, buddy.
The events of this game were inspired by the real-life rivalries between LA's street gangs of the 1990s.
San Andreas. I assumed it was San
It
Andreas,
is.
but I wasn't going to throw it away.
San Andreas, that's 2 points for that.
Alrighty.
And with that, we'll move on to number 1.
Chatbot.
Okay, I was about to say, Chad, don't forget that you have one, but I didn't want to show preferential treatment. The number 1 best-selling game on the PlayStation 2, per the NPD Group, /Circana, was produced by the same person that produced Mind's Eye, that released just earlier this year. Clue number 2.
Come on, Chad. This is so easy.
The events of this game.
I'm letting it, bleeding it.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I know you really want 16 points. I'm trying to keep you from getting 16 points.
The events of this game take place in the year 1986. Clue number 3.
I will say I'm shocked that this is the number 1 game on PS2.
It's, we'll talk about it. Clue number 3. It was inspired by movies such as Scarface and Miami Vice. And clue number 4, Chad, do you know what it is, or are you just letting it bleed out?
I have a guess in mind just based on Miami Vice, but I legit am not confident. No.
I'll let you know. It's not the Scarface video game. It is inspired by Scarface, however. Clue number 4, it's an open world action game.
Bully?
A sandbox game.
Vice City.
It is Grand Theft Auto
I was
colon
gonna say
Vice
City
City.
based on
Still got to
Miami
16
Vice, but-
points, Chad.
Yeah.
That is,
Why are
I'll
you
give
surprised?
you.
That was number one.
Yeah, Adam gets 1 point for that.
Yeah,
Chad doesn't
well,
get anything.
well, Cozy will
I mean,
he's
that
talking
was,
about in a
that's the one
second,
with
but
hot
of
coffee.
all the Grand Theft
San
Auto, no,
Andreas.
Hot Coffee was San Andreas.
Oh, it was? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked San Andreas isn't number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I'm
So
shocked
this one
it's Vice
sold more
City.
even without sex in it. That's
I know.
So remember that this particular list it's just for the PlayStation 2 and it's also just for North America. Globally, across all platforms, San Andreas sold more than Vice City, but on this very particular
for all those
statistic,
people wanting
Vice
to live
City
the American dream.
sold a little bit better. Maybe.
Interesting.
Some other highlights from the list past the top 10. At number 11, you have Final Fantasy X, just barely missed its number on the list. At number 12, you have Spider-Man, the movie, based on the first
the
Sam
first
Raimi
one.
movie.
Oh yeah, let's go.
You have Metal Gear Solid 2 at 14. And at number 19, I thought this one was interesting. You got the first Dragon Ball Z Budokai game. And at number 20, a personal favorite of mine, you got Jack and Daxter 1, The Precursor Legacy. And that
I'm
is that
surprised we didn't see
for console
Kingdom
Honorable.
Hearts 2 anywhere above Kingdom Hearts. The first game sold more than the second.
When we did TMI with NPD, I'm pretty sure that Kingdom Hearts 2 like charted pretty well in its year of release, but I don't think it really made it up there in like the overall console top 10.
Wow.
Kingdom Hearts 2 also came out really late. Like I want to say it came out in like 2006. So it was, it was kind of when the console was waning a little bit.
Gotcha. Well, that's it for Game on Game Show, and that's it for episode 411, 411. Hello, how can I direct your call? This is 411. Thank you. You all have homework, as you always do, and you sometimes do. You always do have homework. You sometimes do your homework.
Someone do the homework.
And your homework is go to
Do you have
patreon.com/respawn
homework?
and fire.
Chad, I'm
That's your
confused. Do we have homework?
You do.
But you said
And
that
you
we
do.
sometimes have homework.
No, you sometimes
do,
do
and
your
you do.
homework.
But you do your homework. But if you do have homework, do you do your homework?
You always have homework. You don't always do it.
That's right. Do.
I'm still a little confused. Can
Everybody
you take it from the
do-dos.
top again?
Everybody
continue.
poops.
Yeah.
So
Everyone
yes,
poops.
go vote on Barf again if you're listening live right now. Break the tie. Break the tie. Am I playing Sea of Stars DLC or am I playing Hell Is Us? And then if you're listening afterwards, go vote on Adam's game. Make him play Princess Peach Showtime. I know that's not on his list and it's not even from this year, and it's impossible for you to write in anything, but make it happen. Y'all are smart. Use AI to teach you how to hack Patreon and change it. And then if you're listening delayed, go listen to Joel. I mean, go vote on Joel's poll. I can't say Joel's poll without thinking of Troll Toll.
That is actually a good point. So initially when we announced that we were doing our Hody Gody Barf Patreon poll stuff, we said that we would do a poll for me, for Chad, and for Adam. We will also be doing a poll for Joel as well. That will happen after Adam's poll. So you can look forward to that too.
It's true. Got to pay the Joel toll if you want on his poll. Go do all of that on Patreon. Go listen to the episode where Manly Brian tells us all about a toilet graveyard and has an amazing song that he wrote about Cozy. Go listen to that right now.
Great song.
If you are listening to this before next week, before the first Monday in November, write in your thoughts on our current barf game, which is Dredge by the little boat in the lake. I did open up the game, and then when I got to the start game screen, I said, let me beat Silksong instead. So I've played it according to my PlayStation history. It is in my play history in my PlayStation app because I have
classic
opened
chat episode coming up, everybody.
That's it. That's all of your homework, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Gotta pay the troll toll if you want the boys' hole. Gotta pay the troll toll to get in.